And welcome to Ask Dr. Stacey. Thank you for joining me here today. We host this weekdays at 12:15 Eastern, 9:15 a.m. Pacific. So you can always join me anytime. You can always find me on Facebook at Lifestyle Balance Solutions is our Facebook page. So be sure to check that out. And you can always find me at drstaceycooper.com. So we'll ask Dr. Stacey today. And this is our 30th episode. So I'm super excited about that. And today we are going to be talking about fueling your body better, swapping out bad fuels for great fuels so that your body can function effectively and efficiently like a well-tuned, high-octane machine. So I also want to share with you on our next episode, I have a very special surprise for you and a great recipe that I'm going to be demonstrating for you as well. So if you've been following along, you can see our previous episodes at Lifestyle Balance Solutions. You can see that right on Facebook. And also, I have a YouTube channel, so you can just go to Dr. Stacey Cooper on YouTube, and you will see all of the episodes there. They've all been uploaded there, and they're available for you right now. Now, this is a live Q&A, so I welcome you and thank you for joining me. You can ask me anything that you want about fueling your body better for better body function, how to have more joy in your life, better health in your spirit, and just better life in general in regards to finding your way to health naturally. That's what I want to share with you. So you can submit your questions directly on the chat. Be sure to like and share the program if you find benefit from what you're receiving and what I'm providing for you. You can share with your family, friends, neighbors, anyone. So I really appreciate that. Always drop a line and say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. That's always of great interest to me to see where people are joining us from. So hit the like button, click the share. That would be great. So today we're going to be talking about fueling your body better. We're talking about teff, which is another grain. And in our previous episodes, we have talked about gluten and the effects of gluten on the body and the inflammatory effects. So you can see that episode as well. That's also already available there for you. But teff is a grain as well, and maybe not as commonly used, but has many, many healthful benefits. And so I want to share some of those with you today. It is one of the grains that's highest in protein, and just recently on episode number 26, you can see where I talk about quinoa and how it is a complete protein and has all of the 9 essential amino acids available in it. So be sure to check out episode 26 about quinoa, where I go into great detail about how to prepare it, how you can use it, some great recipes for it, and the benefits of it, especially being on a vegan diet if that's what you're doing. Then this is a great alternative for a complete protein for you, because protein is essential at every meal. Every single cell of our body is made up of protein, and so you do need to have it in your system. All right, so teff, that's what we're talking about today, and I'm just going to enter that there for you so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Right, this is the grain that we're talking about, is teff. So it is the grain, one of the grains highest in protein. It's also rich in minerals and contains a type of starchy fiber that is good for your digestive health. We all know that fiber is really important for digestive health. That's the little scrub brushes that keep the intestinal system working really well. So fiber is of great importance. Teff ranks with quinoa and amaranth. It is a high protein content. Now, amaranth, I did discuss this grain as well. That's at episode number 16. So you can check that out in our previous episodes. Just go to Lifestyle Balance Solutions on Facebook, and there you can see all the previous episodes. So episode number 16 is about amaranth. So teff, although it isn't regarded as a complete protein, so some of the essential amino acids, there are 9 essential amino acids. This means that our body has to get them from our diet, from the foods that we intake. If they are essential amino acids, that means that our body cannot produce them on their own. There's lots of things that our body can produce on the inside with the building, but the 9 essential amino acids have to come from our diet because our body cannot create them. So that's where we're talking about complete proteins and the 9 essential amino acids. So teff is not a complete protein. It is high in bone-building calcium and in iron to help beat fatigue and for healthy blood. Iron is really essential because iron is part of the hemoglobin, which actually carries the oxygen molecules that your body absorbs through its lungs. So this is part of what happens on the inside, which so many people don't realize what all processes entail on the inside. So when you breathe air in, oxygen is necessary at the cellular level, even all the way down to your baby toe, in order to create energy for those muscles and those tissues to be healthy and to survive and to work well. So oxygen has to get from the air into your body and down to your baby toe. How that happens is that you breathe the oxygen in, it goes into your lungs. There's huge blood supply to your lungs so that oxygen can then diffuse from the lung into the blood. Now, it can't just float around there by itself. There are carriers in the blood, and it's the hemoglobin in the red blood cells which bind the oxygen, which can then transport it to wherever it needs to go throughout your entire body. So those with low iron content, weak blood, they call it at times, your hemoglobin levels aren't where they should be, then the saturation levels of oxygen in your blood is decreased. This leads to fatigue and tiredness because oxygen isn't getting to the cells of your body because the carrier isn't present or something isn't functioning well, the oxygen isn't binding, and it isn't getting to where it needs to go. So that's why iron is critical for energy production in the body because it is the carrier of oxygen to get it to the cells. So nothing is really a one-step process in the body. There's always something else that's involved or that it entails or that is affected when one thing isn't working properly. So that's why we as chiropractors look at the whole body function, not just at a symptom. And that's why as holistic practitioners, we look at the entire body in balance. And that's the reason why I created Lifestyle Balance Solutions, is to care for all aspects and balance all aspects of your life from the experiences that I've had and the studies that I've done. So that's what I am interested in sharing with you. Okay, back to teff. Perhaps most interesting is the fiber found in teff. Around 30% of teff's fiber is resistant starch, a relatively recently researched type of fiber that is helpful for diabetics, people with insulin resistance, and for anyone trying to lose weight, because it helps to control insulin and blood sugar levels and keeps hunger at bay for longer. This is very critical in maintaining a happy, healthy, functioning body, helping to reduce insulin resistance, helping to reverse diabetes. So the starchy fiber in teff is a great benefit for this. Teff is also the ideal grain for colon health. Resistant starch, which is found in teff, produces a substance called butyrate in the colon, which is associated with reduced risk of colon diseases, including cancer. Well, that's always something that we want to keep on the forefront, is reducing risks associated with cancer. So check out teff for a new grain that you can incorporate into your daily living and your better body function. So to recap, teff is one of the grains highest in protein, although it's not a complete protein like quinoa is. And you can see that episode at episode 26 for quinoa. Teff is rich in calcium and iron, which is great for oxygen absorption in the body, which leads to energy production, which decreases fatigue. It is high in resistant starch to help maintain blood sugar levels and a healthy colon. Remember that healthy starchy fiber to scrub out the colon and keep it nice and clean and working well. High levels of potassium to help regulate blood pressure is also found in teff. So be sure to think about that when you're consuming the things that you do in your body and how they affect the workings inside your body. So traditionally, teff is ground into flour and used to make a spongy flat bread. You can try it as a single flour or mix it with other gluten-free flours for pancakes, cookies, and wraps. Ivory colored teff has the mildest flavor. There are darker varieties that have a stronger taste. You can simmer the grains in water as you would rice and add it to soups and stews. So this is a great protein that you can add in place of an animal protein into soups and stews to add more body to it, to add great healthy minerals and nutrients to the soup or stew, and to add fantastic fiber for your improved colon health. You can add teff to your soups and stews. So tiny teff seeds have long been grown in Ethiopia and can grow in cold and wet areas where other grains don't thrive. So the famed long-distance runners of Ethiopia eat teff for its ability to provide long-term energy. Now what this means is, as teff is ingested into the body, it is a complex protein and fiber, which means that it takes longer for your body to break it down. This means it doesn't immediately get absorbed into your system and spike blood sugar levels. So this is a huge key component to reducing the incidence of diabetes, or reducing the diabetic effect, or reducing insulin resistance. So when you consume complex fuels into your body, which is what I teach at the Balanced Living Academy, when you consume complex fuels, it takes time for your body and the digestive enzymes in the stomach to break it down, for it then to be released into the bloodstream, for it to then be absorbed into the tissues, which means it's a much more gradual process. It's much easier on your insulin levels. It's much easier on the work that's placed on the pancreas. And this reduces the diabetic connection. So these are the types of things that we're looking for and promoting for better body health naturally. So try some teff. Include it into some of your recipes and into your meals, and see how your body likes working with complex fuels and getting rid of those highs and lows that occur with sugar surges and rushes. So you can always find more information on my website, staceycooper.com. And you will find my free 2-part video series there, Eliminate 5 Hidden Energy Drainers, for free. Just enter your name and email address and you'll get that right into your inbox. These are some easy, healthy living tips that you can begin to incorporate right away for fueling your body better and eliminating your hidden energy drainers. So be sure to just stop in at drstaceycooper.com and get that free video series. You can also contact me straight from the website, submit any questions, any topics that you would like to hear about on Ask Dr. Stacey, and tune in for our next episode where I have a special treat for you, a great recipe that I'm going to be demonstrating and sharing with you some great tips. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.